So tell me what your thoughts are on the dollar staying strong while so much of this is being printed, and your personal opinions on what you're thinking we might see over the short term. We're talking 2020, but then over the long term in the economy, in the dollar, because it is ironic that it's staying so strong. But as you said, if 80% of the world reserves are in dollars, obviously it's going to stay strong, even if they print a gajillion of it.
It's the world's debt. So that meant how the United States screws people. What the Fed does is they go to Argentina and they said, we'll lend you $50 billion, but you must pay us back in dollars. So they can't pay us back in Argentine money. So what happens is the dollar gets stronger, but the Argentine, I think it's real or peso, whatever they use, goes down in value. So they screw the Argentine people. America is not a nice country. You know, I fought for us. I mean, I love America, but we screw people through their money. But we screw our employees and our working class through our money also. You know, America doesn't discriminate. They screw everybody.
Yeah.
But the rich, and that's why Rich Dad, Poor Dad starts with what the rich teach their kids about money, the poor and middle class do not. I don't want a job. I don't have a job, but I provide jobs. I don't save money, but I have millions in cash. I have millions in gold and silver. Do I own stocks and bonds and mutual funds? No, because I don't have to, because I'm an inside investor. I'm also private. When you invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, you're in the public markets. The rich are in private markets. So once you start to wake up and you smell the coffee, you'll start to see a whole different world out there. But as long as you think I'm the whack job, then you might be the whack job. Your mommy and daddy might be whack jobs. Do you know what I mean? My poor dad was a PhD from Stanford, University of Chicago, and Northwestern. Poor as a church mouse, but a very smart man. And my rich dad had no education at all, but his father died when he was 13, and he had to work in the real world of money. So that's how I learned so much. I would rather follow my rich dad, who had no education, than my poor dad, who was a PhD. And the way my rich dad taught me was playing Monopoly. So that's why I created the cash flow board game. Because the most important thing a person can have is a financial statement. But the average guy coming out of school, even with an MBA, doesn't have a financial statement. What they have is a diploma, a piece of toilet paper. The diploma means jack, means nothing. But a financial statement, an audited financial statement, if you lie on your financial statement, you go to jail. The financial statement in my world is real. I cannot lie on my financial statement. But a diploma is toilet paper as far as I'm concerned. I meet so many highly educated people who have no financial statements. They're broke. But they have an MBA. Well, just show me the money. Show me your financials. Well, I don't have a financial. Well, then I can't do business with you. You know, if I go out to somebody that wants to invest money in their company, I say, show me your financials. Well, I don't have one. I say, I'm sorry, I'm out. That fast. Because they're not for real. That's the cash flow game. That was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a book on accounting, the most boring subject on planet Earth. I was talking to my doctor. He read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He said, Rich Dad, Poor Dad's about accounting? I said, yeah, income, expense, asset, liability, statement of cash flow. Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was about your two fathers.
And the reason that that you do this is you're saying savers are losers because the more they print this, the more your purchasing power of this goes down. Now, I want to touch on a couple things you said there. You said, you were saying that you said a lot of deep things, and might go over a couple people's heads. So you said, first of all, that you don't work for money. You also said you don't save, but you have cash. You're saying you have cash outside of the banking system, and you store your value in both cash for liquidity, but then also in gold and silver. And these are talking outside of your investments into businesses that spit off more of this fake cash, that then you take some physical cash, some physical gold, and then you roll more over into more real estate, into more businesses. So people understand this. You weren't stationary sitting there with $1 zillion in a Roth IRA or whatnot, simply because they've rigged it where they can eliminate that money at any time with a market crash and just print more of it. And when you get it when you're 65, it's not worth anything.
Yeah, and that's what my next book is. It came out as Who Stole My Pension. So they're stealing your wealth through the pension. That's what Wall Street's doing. It's a criminal. Wall Street and the Fed are criminal operations called criminal capitalism. They steal from the poor and uneducated, the working class. Our school system is complicit in that. So I'm not against education. I'm against deceiving young people. Look at the student loan debt. They just financialize that. So my next door neighbor makes billions in student loan debt. He got richer. His risk was taken away in the stimulus package. Stimulus is protection for the rich, financing for the rich. So I got richer because I owned the real estate. So they took all my debt and basically said, you're off the hook for it. But do they take you off the hook for your credit card debt? Of course not. Your house debt? No, of course not. You see, unless you wake up, when you look in the mirror and you go, I've been screwed. I've got to change what sits between my left ear and my right ear, and then find your own answers. I would love to tell you what to do. I mean, you can buy silver for $20, but you can't get any. That should tell you something. Why is the price of silver going down, but I can't buy any silver? Those are profound questions. The heavens will open when you ask yourself that question. Well, how can they print 150 billion a day and have zero interest rates, and I'm saving money? Are they smart, or am I an idiot? And when you look in the mirror and say, I'm an idiot, then you can change. But until then, you want me to be politically correct and pat you on the butt and blow sunshine up your ass? Then don't talk to me, because I won't do that to you. I will tell you, I don't have the answers, because every day I get smarter. I realize how stupid I was before. Do you know what I mean? The more I find out, I go, oh God, I could have been that stupid. So anybody that says they have an answer is an idiot. Tomorrow I'll change my answers again. I should have done this. I shouldn't have hired my last president and CEO. They were thieves. They stole $4 million from my company legally. And so I had to call in a whole new auditing team and all that. But they were the best thing that happened to me, because I got smarter. You see, every bad thing that happens to you either makes you smarter or more stupid, or a victim. So you want to play victim and you want me to be PC with you and all this stuff, don't come to Rich Dad. Go to Oprah. You know what I mean? So talk to the Kardashians. They make billions of dollars with TNA, if you know what I mean. You know what sells there, right? It's not their brain power. It's sex. So, just wake up.